This is not the face of a government representative who won the hearts of people. This is the face of a monster hidden behind that facade. The face of true evil, who lived right under our noses in Las Vegas. Well, of course, no more because he has been justly now, been jailed for 28 long years. Robert tells a man who rose through the ranks of public office with charisma and ambition will now be remembered not as a dedicated public servant, but as a sinister figure whose descent into darkness culminated in the cold-blooded deadly act on the life of investigative journalist Jeff German. Once a trusted elected official in the Las Vegas area, Tellus transformed into a devil incarnate, using his influence to exact vengeance on a journalist who dared to expose his misconduct. The downfall begins. As the Clark County Public Administrator, Tellus oversaw unclaimed estates and probate cases, a position demanding integrity and public trust. But Tellus abused this role, turning his workplace into a toxic environment rife with turmoil and bullying. It was Jeff German, a veteran journalist with the Las Vegas Review-Journal, who shone a spotlight on Tellus' conduct, publishing a series of damning articles in May and June of 2022. German's investigations revealed not only the mismanagement within Tellus' office, but also an inappropriate romantic relationship with a female co-worker, further tarnishing Tellus' image. The public backlash was swift, and Tellus lost his bid for re-election during the primaries. But instead of accepting responsibility, Tellus spiraled into bitterness. He blamed German for the collapse of his career, the destruction of his reputation, and even the strain on his marriage. Rather than confront his failures, Tellus began plotting a chilling act of revenge. The crime. On September 2, 2022, Jeff German was brutally attacked outside his home. He was stabbed and slashed multiple times in what prosecutors described as a deliberate, premeditated taking of a life. Security footage captured a person in a disguise, a wide-brimmed straw hat, an orange shirt, and gray athletic shoes lurking near German's property. Days later, law enforcement traced the evidence back to Tellus. At his home, investigators discovered a maroon SUV matching the one seen in the video, as well as cut-up pieces of the straw hat and a pair of gray shoes. However, the orange shirt and weapon were never found. The most damning evidence: Tellus' DNA was discovered beneath German's fingernails, a silent witness to the gruesome struggle. Despite this overwhelming proof, Tellus clung to his innocence, concocting elaborate conspiracies that blamed everyone from law enforcement to real estate companies. He claimed he was framed, portraying himself as a victim of a vast conspiracy aimed at silencing his supposed crusade against corruption. But the jury wasn't buying it. The trial and verdict. During the trial, Tellus' defense was riddled with contradictions. While he admitted to having an inappropriate relationship with a co-worker, a fact he previously denied, he vehemently denied sinister act that took the life of German. He claimed he was framed, even as evidence mounted against him. His alibi crumbled under scrutiny, with prosecutors presenting damning text messages sent by his wife at the time of taking a life, asking, "Where are you?" Tellus, it turned out, had left his phone at home to avoid being tracked. The jury deliberated for nearly 12 hours before reaching a verdict, guilty of homicide. Their decision reflected the community's outrage at Tellus' betrayal of public trust and his refusal to show any remorse. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson called the conviction a victory for justice, saying this defendant has shown absolutely no remorse, no acceptance of responsibility, and is an extreme danger to the community. The sentencing. On November 15, 2023, Robert Tellus was sentenced to at least 28 years in prison. The sentence included enhancements for using a deadly weapon and targeting a victim over the age of 60, adding an additional 8 years to the minimum 20-year sentence set by the jury. With 2 years already served, Tellus will be eligible for parole when he is around 73 years old. Even at his sentencing, Tellus displayed the same arrogance and denial that defined his trial. While he offered condolences to German's family, he maintained his innocence, stating, "I understand the desire to seek justice and hold somebody accountable for this, but I did not take the life of Mr. German." His defense attorney, Robert Druskovich, asked for leniency but withdrew from the case after the sentencing, signaling the end of their professional relationship. The impact. Jeff German's death sent shockwaves through both the journalistic and political worlds. As the only journalist unalived in the United States in 2022, this case underscored the growing risks faced by those who seek to expose the truth. German's 44-year career was marked by fearless reporting on crime, corruption, and power qualities that made him a revered figure in Las Vegas and beyond. Advocacy groups, like the Committee to Protect Journalists, condemned the attack, emphasizing the importance of protecting journalists and holding those who harm them accountable. Although the jailing of Tellez cannot undo ending the life of Jeff German, it can act as an important deterrent to would-be assailants of journalists, said Catherine Jacobson, the United States coordinator for the committee. A legacy of betrayal. Robert Tellez's fall from grace is a chilling reminder of the potential for evil lurking behind a polished facade. Once a rising political star, he used his charm to gain public trust while harboring a dark side capable of unspeakable violence. His actions not only betrayed the community he was elected to serve, but also sent a terrifying message about the lengths to which some will go to silence the truth. Today, as he sits behind bars, Tellez serves as a cautionary tale, a man who let ambition, resentment, and arrogance transform him into a monster. His story is a stark reminder of the dangers posed by those who misuse power, and of the sacrifices journalists like Jeff German make in the pursuit of justice. That's the end of his chapter, yet we might not have any clue how many of these horrors exist. It's our duty to find a way to bring them to justice, while of course seeking protection for ourselves and our families. And of course, we might save one human life, which by itself is a great achievement for this world. In the end, Robert Tellez's story serves as a chilling reminder of how unchecked ambition and a thirst for revenge can destroy lives. As he faces the consequences of his dark actions behind bars, the death of Jeff German stands as a solemn tribute to the courage of journalists who risk everything to expose the truth. Tellez may have fallen, but the legacy of his crime will forever haunt the very system he once vowed to serve. The pursuit of justice continues, and the truth will always find a way to prevail.